And we're live.
Yeah. Oh, God, that job fucking sucked.
When I worked in restaurants, that was the perpetual fantasy that my writing career, my comedy career was going to blow up and I was still going to be employed when that happened. And I was going to, I don't know, figure out I was now successful over a text or something. So I could just mid shift walk upstairs to some bitch eating a garganelli pasta, capsize it on her table, slap her and walk out and not care about the consequences. And I actually, it never happened that gloriously. My last job though, before I became a professional YouTuber, I put in my 2 weeks, and that was boring. But I did get revenge on 2 old restaurant jobs. I made videos out of them. One is called like "Smoke This Bong," and the other one is called it's very on the nose. I showed up drunk at my old job, and the first one was in Vegas, and I went back to my old restaurant at the Wynn Hotel. The bartender, "Oh, Danny, come in." Yeah, the guy was kind of a square, but him and I were friendly. I drink like 10 gin and tonics while my friend is covertly filming me drink these. I am sideways, shit-faced drunk. And after I've polished off my 10th and I pay my bill, I just nudged my buddy. It was incidentally the guy I double vaginal that chick with. Whenever there's a Vegas story, whether it be fucking or raiding an old job, it's him.
Double V action, yeah.
Double V action. We just, after I tap him on the we walk right to one of the most luxurious booths in the restaurant during high dinner service. I go up to this Asian girl while he's filming and just say, "Hey, all the cooks here, they constantly tamper with people's food." And I just went back there, and one of the sous chefs, he put his finger up his asshole, and it's in your salad right now. He did this. And I just turned on my heel and walked out and left. And this girl was really cunty. She like found me on Instagram and wrote me a message.
Yeah, she is a bit of a bitch in the story.
Yeah, it's just this girl sucks. But she ran right over to the bar, and I was just charming this. I was the nicest guy on the planet for my entire 10 gin and tonic session with this guy. She goes right over and tells this guy what I did. He's polishing a glass, and his jaw just drops. He cannot. I've just transformed on him and just ruined a lady's meal. And I just walk out the door with the footage. And according to her, I was forever banned from the Win. That's what she said over Instagram, but it's not true because I've been banned.
Yeah, you can always go back.
They just told
it's a restaurant. It's a lot of turnover.
Mm-hmm.
So did you leave any bad reviews about ass salads or anything, or just you left it?
I whenever I leave a bad review, it's face to face to who's dining.
That's good. Yeah, a man's review. You're not hiding behind Yelp.
I'm not a coward, dude. I'll go tell people that somebody has fecal matter in their food. We did it again at my job at UCLA I worked at as a caterer. And while I was yelling at the restaurant manager about how he was the one, I'm not very creative when it comes to terrorism. It's just always a finger up the ass that goes in the on. And I was yelling that at this other manager at UCLA, the second job I did this at, and some wannabe pop star kid filmed it and put it on TikTok, and it went viral. So that was all over the place. And Tom Segura actually reviewed the clip on his podcast. Just this out of context clip at me shouting at a manager, "I saw you stick your greasy finger up your asshole and rub it in all the guests' food."
You really don't branch out. You found a home run with the finger in the ass, and you don't want to. I could be spit, but honestly, the visual of a big
play the hot hand, Taylor. You play the hot hand.
You play the hot hand, because honestly, that is grosser than spit. Someone's assy finger wiped on your burger or something.
I had a friend who requested that waitresses spit on his food. And what
a fucking weirdo. That guy should be in jail.
It was kind of funny though.
Can you spit my food? Like Jose spitting it. Yeah. What was that, Danny?
There's one restaurant in San Francisco that I worked at that I haven't gone back and terrorized, and I think I need to change it to I saw a busboy put 2 fingers down his throat and just vomit into your endive salad. It's gonna be vomit next.
It's gonna be fun. That one's a little harder to pull off. Because you're like, well, I can see there's not vomit in my Caesar salad. So, no, he wiped it off.
It's true. It's poop flakes are microscopic, essentially. It's got to be a pumpkin soup.
Actually, the The guy that requested the spit in the food, you guys know him a little. He's the guy that's the clown.
Oh my god! Of course it's him.
Dude, that guy absolutely is a serial killer.
This show is fucking with my head, but outside of this show, like I've been pretty happy. I'm not suffering.
I did my job. I talked about rubbing shit and vomit in people's food. So,
but it was still about food. So
it didn't turn me off. I was in. I wanted that salad.
When I worked in a restaurant, I actually did it too. So it wasn't all nonsense. I was yelling at people while I was drunk. I one time put a shitty middle finger in some pork bao taco.
Now, did you do that because you were angry with them, or was it a random act of violence?
Yeah, it wasn't a
terrorism
Fight Club move, if that's what you're talking about. It was
You're
a lady.
A bioterrorist.
Exactly.
Technically.
No, it's actually a pretty sad story because it was a long shift.
Because she got E. coli and died.
But like, I lived in San Francisco, and I would work in the Marina District, which is all the shitty bankers and tech douchebags. And this chick came in, and she looked like totally one of those. And it was a long shift, and I was pissed, and I probably couldn't that much. She asked for the menu, and I just detect one singular note of cuntiness in her request. Just menu, please. Jesus. Something like that. Maybe even more friendly. So I just, you know what? This bitch is going to get it, I tell myself. I go make a big point to all the chefs. Yeah, I'm going to deliver that pork bao taco to table 25. I get it. I all shystily go out onto the floor, hug the wall, and take it into a liquor cabinet or a storage room. I go right in there, drop my pants, put my middle finger as deep up my ass as it'll go, and just what's that?
How far'd you get in the ass? Like what?
I think I was past knuckle number 2, so it was a thorough job. Kyle is grabbing his wrist, indicating the fist.
So I reached in and grabbed a piece of poop.
It turned out to be an appendix. Mistakes were made.
Yeah.
But no, it's because if you put like a finger up a girl's ass, if you're just playing up to the first knuckle, usually you're in the clear. It's when you get to the second knuckle, that's when you start pulling out brown. So I made sure to do that for myself. Put it in there, delivered the pork bao taco, and watched with a sick smile on my face as she ate it. The second thing, however, though,
a shit-eating grin, you might say.
A shit-eating grin. Oh, that's
sorry, exactly, Kyle. But the sad thing was, the rest of the meal, she was a dream. She was a delight. She was
you piece of shit.
Oh my gosh.
Of the entire shift. Maybe
you got a little something in your teeth there, man.
She's like, oh, I was so hungry. I get a little hangry sometimes since I've been fighting off. I have this immune disorder. I've got to be real careful. But I feel much better now. I left you a big tip, honey. I hope you. Hey, happy holidays to you. I'm going to visit my family.
Oh, one complaint though is I didn't know this taco had corn on it.
Oh, just the one piece.
Just one smelly kernel of corn. One stinky kernel of corn.
It was juicy though. It just kind of popped in my mouth like a flavor explosion. A little bitter.
Dude,
bitter.
That is ruthless. That stuff, stories like that scare me because I always want to pretend that stuff doesn't happen and I've never been the victim of it. I'm sure I have because apparently this is just willy-nilly. Like I'm always extra super nice to waiters and waitresses because that is a fear of mine. I remember my mom, she used to like be the ultimate special orderer where it'd be like, I want this. And we'd be like at some bullshit Mexican place. And she's like, is this all white meat chicken? And I'd be like, it's clearly not. So obviously gizzards and organ meat. Like it's not, come on. And like sometimes she would ask so many like questions or be like, I need to send this back. I'd be like, please don't say anything until they bring out my quesadilla. Please. Like I don't want to get caught in the crossfire of your battle with the Chevy's wait staff. Man. I remember Chevy's. Do you guys was Chevy's everywhere?
Never heard of it.
Yeah.
So yeah. Okay. It was this like shitty kind of bullshit Tex-Mex place. And they had in a lot of them the tortilla maker like machine.
Yeah.
And like it looks to a 6-year-old, it looks like this cool like steampunk engine where and you're watching there, like the little ball comes out, it gets smushed, it goes around the little circle, drops on the thing, goes over the crisping area and falls off. And you can walk over there and like what I always like, because my mom and like the waitresses always framed it like, you can go over there and ask the tortilla man if he can give you a ball of raw dough. And I always like walking over there, I'm always like, man, I hope he's in a good mood. I felt like it was a big ask for some reason as a little kid, but like they always would just be like, all right, here you go. And I remember one time, if I was like 5 or 6, my brother was like 4, and I got him to eat the entire ball. Because there's a little bit of queso left in the center of the table, and I like took a little bit off, and I was like, yeah, see, yeah, it's just like, and I took a little dip and like ate a tiny piece. I was like, yeah, try it. Took a big piece off his, gave it a big old dunk, gave it back to him. He ate most of it.
Jesus.
He didn't get sick or anything because it's just dough.
It's just dough.
It's funny. Yeah. Oh, good times at Chevy's.
Doesn't
this is what
have,
big
like,
boys eat.
eggs?
It's good.
It has raw eggs
I'm a
in it.
big
That's
boy.
the danger, right? Salmonella? Am I making this up?
From what?
Eggs in the dough.
Yeah, salmonella. But that's
Sure
overblown. Like I've eaten so many raw eggs in my life. Like dozens and dozens and dozens of raw eggs. I used to always put raw eggs in like protein shakes, and like I would just break them into a glass because I watched too much Rocky and just drink like 8 raw eggs at once. Like nothing happens. I bet if you left them out on the countertop for 8 hours and then ate them, you get violently ill.
They'll say like, don't eat cookie dough because it's got the eggs in there, it hasn't been cooked yet. If you were gonna get salmonella, I would have gotten it as a kid weekly.
Yeah,
like from the amount of cookie dough.
Yeah, I feel like that's just moms being bad. You know, don't eat cookie dough. Cookie dough could make you sick. No, look, cookie dough is better than cookies. Why not have them now?
Yeah, I totally agree. I would much rather have a big bowl of cookie dough, because then also a big bowl of cookie dough, then it's like, oh, I'm just kind of nibbling.
No, because then you can't do like the cookies and milk thing.
I don't need that. I'll drink the milk separate. I'll chase my mouth that's covered in cookie dough with milk.
Cookies and milk might be the greatest snack.
It's a solid contender. I don't know if I would go so far as the greatest.
Like homemade chocolate chip cookies that are still warm and a tall glass of cold milk.
Homemade breast milk. Yeah.
Warm, straight from the teat.
It's sweet.
Just spray it directly on. Yeah. Gross. It's all hot.
Jackie doesn't make homemade cookies.
I didn't know what the last part of that sentence was going to be.
I thought I was going to say, Jackie doesn't make homemade milk.
she has. But yeah, she buys like a tube of cookie dough from the store and calls that making cookies. And I'm just like,
it's posh.
That's not making cookies.
I'm not here to insult Jackie's cooking.
I thank you.
And that's the end of that statement.
I got you.
I knew there wasn't a butt coming.
You remember that Christmas when I got you the mixer? Get to work, woman.
You mean the paperweight in the corner?
You're like a director. You're like, that George Foreman chicken, it was good. It was good. I just want more out of it. More out of it. More flavor, some seasoning, spice.
She